Welcome back to another TradingView tutorial video, and today's lesson is all about parallel channels, flat top bottom channels, and disjoint channels. Now, these tools are very important for analyzing trends, whether they're going up and to the right or down and to the right, or perhaps even just sideways across the chart. So there's another important thing about the channel tool too that you should know, and that's because we just added this new feature, and that feature is the capability to add text to your channel. So what you're seeing right in front of you is us applying a channel to the chart. And by the way, you can find the channel tools in the trendline tools section. See it right here under channels. And once you apply the channel to the chart, double click and there is a tab here for text. So obviously you can customize everything about the channel, whether it is the color of the top and bottom lines, or if it's even just the middle line, this dotted line here, as well as now brand new, be able to add text. This is some text. And just like that, you can write out your text on the chart and keep it neat and beautiful and perfect, just like this. So if you manage hundreds of charts and you watch hundreds of symbols, then adding these channels and making sure that you have text on your channels is simply one of the most effective ways to make sure that you not only never lose your research, but also remember why you drew that channel in the first place. So come back to this chart at any time and you'll see your text and your channel right here in front of you. So before we go on any further about the text, and we've shown you probably enough by now so you know how to get started with this tool, we want to make sure that we also explain to you and just remind you why channels are so important in the first place. By the way, you just saw that demonstration. You can move the text all around the channel as you please, and it will really stay stuck to this channel, no matter how you move it. So you can see here the text is quite literally connected to the channel, which makes it really easy to move around or save, or if you zoom out on your chart, you can see the text just stays absolutely perfectly connected to the channel there. And as we were saying, to take a step back here, why should you use channels in the first place? And this is where, if you're a new trader and investor, just found yourself on our YouTube channel watching these videos, you might want to stick around to learn something new. The reason why channels are so important is because they allow you to not only identify the trend, but they allow you to see the range of the trend, including the area of the trend where there's resistance and the area of the trend where there's support. So when you've selected your channel, in this case the parallel channel, the first thing you're going to draw is your support line. So click a starting point and now find the area of support that you're hoping to measure. For us in this example, remember these videos are always examples. We're just attempting to show people the different ways to do research. This is the support line we see. Now we're going to click, and now the support line's been placed. Now we have the parallel channel selected, and we can move now the top of the channel to the area where we think there's the most resistance, and we can click. And now the channel has been perfectly placed. This middle line here, this dotted and dashed line in the middle, this is the middle point of the top resistance line and the bottom support line. So now you have a middle point, right? It is perfectly in the middle between these two lines. So this is your channel. Your channel now tells you not only the trend, but the areas you plan on watching within this trend. What exactly does that mean? Well, here's our starting point. And then as you can see in this channel, this bottom support line, someone was buying here enough to hold it, have it hold the level, next day pop. Even though it broke through the channel, you can see these areas here. There was quite a bit of trading activity that stands out to the point where price held this bottom of the channel quite well. Then there was a bull trend here, and now you can start to see the top of the channel come into play. In these areas, it seems as if price was hitting the top of the channel and retreating a little bit, and it's done that multiple times in its price history. In this example, we'll circle some more points in time that show the bottom of the channel. And now you can really visualize why the channel tool is so important, because look at the support zones, meaning someone was buying, or perhaps there were less sellers and price could stabilize. at the bottom of this channel. And then of course the top of the channel seems to be a region whereby there was quite a bit of selling, or perhaps not selling, but a moment of just less buying. So price retreated back. Now that we've explained that to you, let's go a step further. How can you use the channel to plan your trades into the future? Well, a great example is this is a chart of Amazon. And if you wanted to buy Amazon right now, you might draw this channel and then suddenly change your mind. Because what you'll see here is that you already missed this moment. The time to buy was when this channel was in play. This upward channel here was the moment where price was getting the most interesting, where it was starting to see some demand. Why would you buy this candle when, if this is the channel you drew, maybe wait for it to come back to this channel? And that is where you can start to plan ahead. So if you wait for it to come back and now you already know your middle point, this might be your take profit target. And if we really zoom out here, then your next take profit target might be the top of this channel here. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can start to plan ahead with the channel. And guess what? It gets even better. Because if you right click on the channel, and this works for all channels, you can add an alert to the channel. This means that if price breaks through this channel, so let's say it breaks or touches it or just barely breaks through, you can get a notification sent to your TradingView app as a pop-up on your TradingView web, as an email, a webhook URL, or a send email to SMS. So there are countless ways to get an alert. And in the settings of the alert, of course, you can customize the exact parameters. In this case, we want to see if it's exiting the channel, meaning does it touch this line or drop out or exit it? That's what we want to know. Alert us when Amazon exits the channel, exclamation mark, click create. And now we've created an alert. You can actually see this red alarm clock, alarm alert right here. See that little, it's kind of blending in with the candle. So why don't we change the alert color actually, or the channel color. You can see this blue alarm clock here. That means there is an alert attached to this channel. And now we sit back and wait. And once again, if we have our watch list perfectly organized and we have channels drawn all over the chart, well, we can add some text to remind us. And we could say Amazon channel with alert set at bottom of channel. Click OK. And now whenever we come back to this chart, not only do we have an alert set, not only do we have the reasoning for our analysis, not only do we have a plan into the future, but we also have notes here to remind us exactly what this channel is for. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the channel tool and the new text feature and how to think about this tool and use it as well. One more key thing is, keep in mind, we did show you how to draw channels in an upward and to the right direction. It's always important to remember that you can also draw channels sideways, flat top bottoms, or disjoint channels, depending on the pattern you're looking to draw. In this case, you can see on the chart of oil, there's like a really minor uptrend here. See, it's not perfectly across the chart. It's got a really sort of minor trend. And at the bottom here, though, there are two big wicks that we're paying attention to. So now we just drew a flat top bottom kind of sideways channel here showing this breakout. And actually what's so interesting when you get really good at drawing channels is you can start to spot things like this. Look at the breakout up through the channel and it breaks out to here and it retraces, and when we zoom in, look at that. It touches perfectly before heading back higher. Channels are just so much fun to draw once you get good at them and start to see the trading ranges. And that's another really important psychological aspect about channels in general, and that is that you can start to see the trading ranges of a particular asset. And now you're probably wondering, why did we just pull up a chart of zoom? Well, this is where sort of the disjoint channels can really come into play, because you might want to start to try to see some really, more non-traditional trends, or perhaps more advanced trends in technical analysis. And this is where you can start to draw your megaphones or anything of the sort to just try to make sense of price action, because that is, after all, what traders are trying to do. And it's not easy to do, but of course, this is what the ultimate goal is, and that is to try to figure out what price is doing. And by watching price, you are trying to understand what market participants are doing. So if you like to draw megaphones or things of that nature, this is where the Disjoint channel really comes into play. And that is the channel tools that we wanted to show you in this video. But more importantly, what it really is it's a demonstration of adding text to your channels, as well as planning ahead, creating alerts, and making sure your channel is perfect so that anytime you get lost on your watch list and then you come back to that symbol, there's your channel. So we hope this video helps you, and thanks so much for watching. We look forward to reading your comments below.